Hello everyone, this is Dr. Gray, and today, like I said, we're going to go into the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. Now, for starters, well, students will be able to explain how Rome changed from a republic to an empire and how power and rights were affected. Now, the essential question is, how can a government designed to share power end up controlled by one person? I want you to think about yourself. Go ahead, take your time. Okay, now let's get started. Now, for my do now, imagine you can vote, but suddenly one leader will take all the power. What would you do? Well, the system is if I lost my voice in the government, I would, then you answer it. Okay, now let's move on. Now I want you to match these pictures with the vocabulary words. Now, we can't just get started because you probably not know what some of these are. And so here's some vocabulary. So we got republic, which is just where a government where citizens can, have rights and elect people, kind of like the vote, kind of like modern day. And atrocity is basically where one person just have total control of everything. Yeah. Citizenship is basically your rights and responsibilities, but we will get into that later. And checks and balances. Well, we still do that today. It's basically a mixed constitution designed to prevent the concentration power. Basically, what it's trying to say is checks and balances helps not one thing be more powerful than everyone else. Helps balance everything else. So here are some of the pictures, and I want y'all to figure out yourself. Don't worry, I'll take you some time. Okay, let's get started. So now, start of the Rome government. Now, ancient Rome basically started a monarchy and kings ruled the city, but then became, well, where elected leaders can share power, and people actually had something to say, because back in the day, before that, they had nothing to say. So now, how would you think citizens felt where they were first allowed to vote in the government? Okay. Now, who were the people ruling it? Who were the people ruling it? Well, here they are. Now, Julius Caesar. Now, fun fact, he was actually part of the Roman Empire. Don't get it twisted. He was part of the Roman Republic. He created the Roman Empire, but he wasn't part of it. He was part of the Roman Republic when they fell. That paved way for the Roman Empire. He was basically a dictator. So, actually, the first Roman Empire was Augustus. And, well, he helped restore the power of Rome. Then, after him, he died. Then there's Tiberius. Now, Tiberius, basically the empire of Duampe, and that is basically just Germany. So, yeah. By the way, Rome was big. They were expanded to Northern Africa, Spain, France, Germany, Italy, some of Saudi Arabia, some of the Middle East. They expanded a lot. Then we went to Constantine the Great, which is the first Christian empire. That's why I put him there. And then we have Romulus Augustus. He's basically just the last person there. That's why he's not really that important. By the way, they were 27 different emperors. I can't name every single one of them. These are just the 5 main of them. Now, which Roman leader do you think had the biggest impact on Rome and why? Okay, let's move on. Now we get to the timeline. So basically, this is a timeline of how the Roman Empire became. Basically, Augustus became the Roman Empire and came from the Roman Republic. Then it had long peace and stability called the Pax Romana, where trade, art, and basically just trade and expansion kind of grew, helped build the Roman Empire. Then the empire strengthened, it was on the rise. This is basically kind of the rise in action of the Roman Empire. Then, well, this is the climax. The fire destroyed. So yeah, fire. It destroyed most of Rome, which especially affected the Emperor's Nero rule. And also, the next few years later, then Constantine built the basically modern day Istanbul, making it a major center of power. Now, later on, emperors, they officially divided to Western Roman and Eastern Rome. So it's kind of, they just divide each other. I don't know why, egos and stuff. Nothing new. Then remove the power, then Roman fell. So yeah. Now, how did Augustus change Rome after becoming the first Roman emperor? I want you to think about that. So here's the structure. So basically, there's consuls. Basically, there are only 2 rulers, and you serve for 1 year. Then you break it down. There's 3 parts for Senate. You have to serve for life. That is a rule, and you have to do it. And it advises consuls, and yeah, basically like that. Then we get the Central Assembly, which is only soldiers, which how you become a soldier, we'll get into that later. And they also choose councils, and yeah, also they have to serve for life. And look, what you look at that Charles Assembly, yet all 3 of them you have to serve for life. Like nothing else. You have to serve for life. And they make laws and stuff like that. So now, how do having consuls serve only 1 year help prevent too much power? Really think about that. Okay? Then we get to rights and responsibilities. Now, people have rights. I mean, this is slavery. You have the right to do something, okay? They have the right to vote, trial, to own property, equal protection, and to hold public office. So basically, they could vote in assemblies, they actually, yeah, they could actually defend themselves on court. That was insane. Then they could do whatever they want with the land. Also, laws like the 12th table applied to citizens, and yes, some citizens could run for government protection. But in Spider-Man, like they said, with great power comes great responsibilities. And yeah, they have responsibilities. I mean, well, let's look at them. Well, obey laws. Yeah, like literally, you have to follow the Roman rules. Why would you even be there if you're not gonna follow the rules? And also, pay your taxes. How new? Also, serve in the military. That's when I said that. Why you serve in the military? That's why you have to. Like men were like expected to fight for Rome. Imagine like 16, 17, 18. Like you have to like serve your life for someone, and that's insane. Also, you had to participate in the government. Like you were expected to vote. Like nothing else. And also, be loyal to Rome. Like why? Why? That's like a rule. Come on. Now, which right do you think was the most important to Roman citizens and why? Or was there no important? Were they all equal important? That's for you to decide. Now, reflection. What is the most important lesson Rome teaches you about power? What surprised you the most? Or how does this connect to the Roman government today? Now, remember, Rome didn't fall because systems were weak. It failed because people broke the systems. What it's trying to say is Rome didn't fall because what they did was bad. It's because the people who were trying to follow it did not want to follow it. That's why it fell. So now, thank you for your time. Bye bye.